Hi everyone, welcome to Daily IELTS English, where I'm going to show you very quickly a few techniques so that you can organize and respond to the questions just like the ones you're going to get in your IELTS test or ones that you may have in regular English conversation. First, I'll explain the technique and then I'll demonstrate with an answer. All right, let's take a look at the question first. Here it is. Describe a special event, for example, a festival, carnival, or other celebration that takes place in your country. You should say when the event takes place, why it takes place, what people do, and explain why this event is so special. All right, we're going to go through two techniques that I love teaching my class when they prepare for part 2 of the IELTS speaking test. So my first piece of advice is don't use the card in your answer. Don't just read out, I'm going to describe a special event that takes place in my country. The problem with that is your pronunciation will be flat. You're going to feel nervous when you're doing it. Usually on the first day of my IELTS class, my students act like that, they respond like that, and they're very nervous and their answers are short. So I teach them a little trick called the time intro. Now, there's nothing fancy here. You just want to do something like this. Instead of reading the card, you might just say, every year, or 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Imagine you're in Australia and you just want to say, 3 weeks ago, it was Australia Day. Or you might say, every year I celebrate Christmas. So that kind of answer is a much more relaxed and natural way to start. So always start with a time intro when it's possible. Most of the time it is. The next technique is one that I use to show how something is special, and I encourage you to think this way, and I encourage all my students to try this. It's very simple. You just say usually, but. So you'll introduce something. So in this case, we are talking about a special event. So you might say, usually events in my country or holidays in my country are based on religions. But this one, all right? So it gives you a chance to show, something that's very common and then show an opposite. All right, we've got 2 minutes. Every year in September in Canada, there's the Terry Fox Run. So that's where kids around the country, they'll either collect money or not, but they'll go out to a park or some sort of large area and they will run. And the idea is that they're celebrating Terry Fox. In the late 1970s, Terry Fox tried to run across Canada because he was trying to raise awareness for cancer research. He started in St. John's and he made it all the way to Thunder Bay, Ontario. So he made it nearly halfway across the country. And then he got sick again and sadly he had to stop. It was really something that we were always taught about in school. I even remember singing songs about Terry Fox when I was in school. And it's really cool because we still raise money for this every year. Around the world even, you can attend the Terry Fox Run. I had a friend who was living in Korea and he did the Terry Fox Run in Seoul. Now it's a really interesting event, special event for Canadians as well. Usually, events are religious or, they're meant to be fun, they're meant to be big celebrations, and, this one is more about helping people. And I think that's really what makes it unique. It's about helping the sick. And it was just, it's a really cool story to see. It's a very Canadian story as well, and a very Canadian event. It's really cool when you see some of these old videos of Terry Fox, and he met Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr is this famous hockey player, and that's 2 minutes. I'm gonna finish anyway. And Bobby Orr donated $25,000. Now that's 40 years ago, so that's a lot of money. He also met, and you can see photos of him with Pierre Trudeau, which is really cool. That's the current Prime Minister's father. All right, I'm gonna stop there. So again, as you could see, I was using a time intro, every September. A little bit later, I mentioned that in the late 70s. So I'm used that time intro twice to give some perspective. And then again, usually, but. So I showed why it's special. Usually special events are supposed to be fun, they're supposed to be religious, but this is about helping people. So it's a little bit different. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. Please remember, language is a habit. It's not a skill. That means I want you to practice till you get it right, then keep going until you can't get it wrong. Really, the idea with all these techniques is not that you're gonna go and do the test tomorrow and crush it, although you could. Really, I want you to practice these things. I want them to be a habit so that when you go into the test, you're done, you're ready, and you're gonna get that score that you want. Please like and subscribe. I'll be putting more of these videos up every day. And also, I would love to know about a special event in your country. Please put it down there in the comments below. I'd love to hear more about it.